Live? All right, baby, we're live. Thank you, Stefan. This is the Mid Show presented by Miller Lite. Got a beautiful can in my hand. As you're watching on YouTube, Dave, I'll pass it to you.
I wish we had a whole case.
We probably do have a whole case.
Someone should get it.
Oh, look at that. Little spillage, Davey. Davey spillage. That doesn't hurt anyone.
It's all right.
It hurts nobody at all.
Listen, that Miller Lite, it's ice cold and it's beautiful and it tastes great. It's a 96-calorie can. That is a light beer that you'll want if you're celebrating all season long. So whether you're at a stadium, playing fantasy football, or watching a game at home or at the bar, Miller Lite is here to make your football season taste like Miller time, because it's Miller time all season long. Isn't that right, White Sox Dave?
You bet your ass it is, Ed. I'm going to have, tomorrow's the 20th anniversary of Barstool Sports. Well, the celebration, that is. I don't know if it's the exact day, but I'm sure we'll be celebrating 2 decades of Barstool Sports with a couple of Miller Lites tomorrow.
We'll be taking our Millers on the road to Boston, so make it Miller time all season long. Get Miller Lite delivered right to your door when you visit MillerLite.com/redline, or you could find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. All right, welcome to the show. Retweet the link, everything we got to do. Full crew here today. No guest sitting in. Texan Taco Bar Tom is taking pictures of us.
No.
What?
Texan Taco Bar Dave.
Yeah.
He's the big Texan Taco Bar guy.
That is you. Apparently, I never would have saw that coming. I thought Dave was like under the, like behind the scenes kind of guy. You know?
Am.
Yeah, like a dive bar Dave.
Yeah.
That's where I usually.
No, he's not though. He's not. He's big box Dave. He's big box. Big bar box. You know. You know what I mean?
No. I
big
don't know.
Big box store, big box
What
bar.
does that have to do with, what is
Nothing,
a big box
never
bar?
mind.
Yeah, don't get mad at us because you tried an analogy that made no sense and we
Never
didn't
mind.
understand it.
Never mind.
Yeah, we'll move on.
We should lead off with this, though.
I'm guessing this is going to be about me.
It's not about you.
Okay.
Stop making everything about you, please. This is about White Sox Dave might have to take his honky-tonkin' on the road to root for his team. Big news.
This is
written in Chicago Cranes that the White Sox might be moving to Nashville.
They should.
I know that Chief was trying to goad me this morning, and it didn't work.
What was I trying to goad you about?
Oh, you walked in and you were Nashville this, Nashville that for a moment, and you knew exactly what you were doing, and it didn't even
love
arouse an ounce. If the White Sox did move to Nashville, and they wouldn't be my team anymore. I'll start by saying that I would have no team. Baseball and I would probably fall out of love with each other. Not that it has really reciprocated that love to me.
It's a pretty toxic relationship.
It's very toxic. It's one-sided toxic too. I've been a good baseball fan, I think, but I digress. Teresi from the 108 said it well last night. He's like, "This is like we're talking about all the stuff with the Bears moving in and everything, and I mean that's like a decade down the road."
But it takes time.
I know. I'm not worried about what's happening.
Yeah.
When the lease expires, and
when's the lease up? Do you know?
2029.
2030. I thought.
I thought
it's
White Sox.
6 years.
White Sox have a 1-year option for the year 2030.
Is that what it is?
Should they want it?
Okay.
But it's officially up in 2029.
3 I love Sox Park. I think we all kind of like Sox Park. It's not great or anything, but
it's an entirely different experience than Wrigley Field.
It's
I appreciate it.
And I appreciate Wrigley for the same reasons. You know, I hate the Cubs, but like I haven't gone to a game yet this summer because I'm so pissed at baseball. But I can go to 5-7 Cubs games a year. I love concerts there. It's Wrigley. You know, you're getting shit faced. You see the Ivy, that sunset. On the flip side, Sox Park, you're tailgating. You're with a bunch of fucking scumbags. It's a perfect dichotomy, I think.
Yes, but Sox Park is completely unspectacular in every way.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing good with it.
There's nothing right with it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except the food.
Location.
Yeah,
but I mean, you can do that anywhere.
But even we've talked about this a million times. How they didn't orient it so you had a view of the skyline, which is a great view of the skyline from Sox. How you didn't do that. Yeah. Like you guys are just like everything about it. There's so many like little things that they could have done. And people shit on the Ricketts for making Wrigleyville like, you know,
what it is now.
Disneyland or whatever. At least they invested in the neighborhood. Like they Reinsdorf didn't try to build up bars or build up the neighborhood.
Apparently, he owns a lot of that neighborhood.
Well,
like the real estate.
He fooled me. Like,
well,
there's 2 bars in that area other than Shy Sox Bar and Grill. There's Turtles and there's Cork.
There's Cork.
It's not the same as
no,
it's not like a destination where if he owned the real estate, he probably could have done more with it.
Right. And that's how ballparks are being built now. You saw that with Busch Stadium. I mean, St. Louis sucks, but that stadium's perfect, and the little community around it's awesome.
Yep. And their big visual is right there for the world to see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's right downtown. Obviously, much easier to do in St. Louis than Chicago. But I'll wrap up with this. I don't think the team will move to Nashville. This happens all the time, and usually, obviously, it's going to happen with Oakland, but usually, a lot of times, this team doesn't. Yes, it's a leverage play. They don't end up moving, and the city's not going to want to lose 2 teams within a few years of each other.
I would agree with that,
and it would be a fucking bad look if they did.
But they, with all due respect to White Sox fans, if there's a team to lose, it's them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's them.
Yeah.
You already got one.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be a 3 professional sport team as
you'll be 4. The Bears will still count.
Yeah.
The Bears will still count.
But with the White Sox count, if they went to, I'm making it up, but like Aurora. If they
sure.
Would that work for you?
Not that far. Yeah. It's Chicagoland. I don't care.
Okay. So if they build a stadium in Orland Park, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be fine. So long as you put a winner with it. That's all Sox fans care about.
Yeah.
90%. Of course, like, you want all the frills and frazzle and, you know, everybody's talking about a lakefront stadium. And, like, that'd
be sick.
It'd be sick.
They should just move into Soldier.
I would love that.
That's
Figure
what they
that
should
out.
Figure that out. Leave the columns.
Yeah.
Hit it kind of like have it oriented how Charlotte has their stadium where the skyline is all right there in the outfield. That would be sick.
Why would that not be possible?
What, at Northerly or Soldier Field?
No, Soldier Field, yeah.
I mean, we see how much of a mess it is getting people out of there once a week, let alone.
Yeah, but you're also having far less people.
About
Yeah,
half.
That helps.
It
helps
does
a
help.
lot.
It
helps.
Absolutely helps.
That would be so sick.
It would be incredible. It's wishing in one hand, shit in the other. Which one fills up first?
All right, I have 2 other questions. Well, first, why would Major League Baseball? They haven't expanded in a long time. Why would they allow a big market team to move to an expansion site?
I don't think they would.
Okay, so we're on the same page with that.
Yeah, I mean, Nashville's only, what, like 500,000 people still? Maybe a little more?
I think it can support a baseball team.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure. It can absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I mean, still, you're not going to, nobody cares about the White Sox in Chicago. It's for sure. Okay, even if it's a third of the residents of Chicago, that's much bigger than Nashville. And we're talking TV eyeballs and numbers anyways.
Agreed.
And, I mean, in the that's 10 million people-ish in Chicagoland. Like, those people are watching Sox games, too. even if they're not Sox fans.
Correct.
A lot of times.
Yeah,
I watch the Cubs on TV too.
I don't debate that. I think the Sox should stay from a financial perspective as well. But I just, if I were Major League Baseball and it's like, hey, like we want the
perfect expansion.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
Yes.
So like all the even the Milwaukee one that's been talked about too. Like they're gonna like you already let Vegas have the A's.
I think it's
what.
I just, thinking back, it's a leverage play, Dave. I get that, but I think it's more possible than you realize. If he does sell and you sell to someone who is
But you don't think
leaving,
the league would block that?
No.
Be like, I think they would.
I don't know.
Because you're never going to.
I shouldn't say no. I should say I don't know.
There's been a couple of teams that, 3 off the top of my head, that they're always just going to be the ones to move. The Brewers, the A's, and the Royals.
And the Royals?
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of locked in.
Well, now they are, but they weren't always there.
Yeah.
Historically, the Rays were an expansion team. They've never moved.
Yeah, but I'm saying like to move.
Oh, to move.
Yeah.
I mean, that would obviously next up.
Yeah.
But I don't even think they'd go far. Probably like Orlando or something, maybe, right?
They could go to Nashville. I mean, like somebody should go to Nashville.
Aren't they just about to split with Montreal?
I don't make it an even league, or even you can't do it with 15 teams in each league. It's wonky, you know.
If you had 16, 4 divisions of 4.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you put one in Montreal and put one in Nashville, and away you go.
It's a scary thought, though.
Moved to Vegas from Oakland, which I hate saying that to A's fans, but it's, I would guess, the move, right? But even then, like, I just kind of contradicted myself because I'm sure there's a lot of Giants fans that check in on the A's, you know, and the Bay Area is much bigger, much bigger than Vegas. We're not just talking about all the overfill. Like, if there was a team in Vegas, that's an easy Vegas trip for all of it. Well, me every year because it'd be an AL team. You guys every other year, every 2-3 years, whatever. Yeah. But it's all about the TV dollar.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that's going to change either, because TV's kind of dying.
Yeah.
Streaming.
But it's like that'll work itself out.
Yeah, it will. But in the end, I think that there is. Like it's not even worth talking about at this juncture, aside from like this article that was published. And I was telling Ed this, like I immediately read that and I scrolled down Crane, and this isn't, and it's gonna come off as a shot on the author and everything. I don't mean it that way, but Crane's is a subscription website. You scroll down their timeline on Twitter, they're tweeting an article like the New York Post like every couple minutes, and zero interaction on any of them. They have 200-some thousand followers on Twitter. Crane Chicago alone does. Mm-hmm. And that article was shared fucking hundreds of times. Anonymous sources, this and that. It's kind of.
I think it's. I think it's kind of the opposite. Like if you have a subscription model, you don't really rely on clickbait because you already have your money coming in. You know, like you have your.
Does anybody subscribe to them?
Yeah, I do. That's why I sent you the article.
Yeah, no, someone else sent it to me right before you did, but I mean,
so no credit
obviously
to me.
People. Well, thank you for sending.
Yeah,
people obviously subscribe to it, but my point is like, oh, this is like hot in the fucking Chicago sports world streets. I want to read the article. I'll pay the $2 or $3 or whatever.
I will say that they did have some of the Bears Arlington stuff early too. Like
they did.
Yep.
Okay. And like I said, but like it raised my stink meter a little bit. Yeah. Because
I think it's very relevant, just the timing of it. Okay, so if your lease is up in 6 years, mm-hmm. if you are looking to get out of that area, mm-hmm. or just get a new stadium, the clock is ticking.
Yeah,
it's like those projects take 2 to 3 years to build a real stadium, probably 2. And then you're going to have a new lease with a city or a lease somewhere else. That takes time. That we've seen mm-hmm. how long it's like the Bears thing in Arlington isn't even official yet, and they own the land. It's still not official. So 6 years is right about that time. How old's Jerry now?
He is 87. He will be 88 on February 26th of 2024.
So
not that I'm counting.
He'll be fucking 94 when that lease deal is up. So if he is actively looking, if he is starting to look to sell, to sell it before he fucking dies, like he's got to start doing that too. And it's probably easier to do the sale and get a bigger nut if you have your stadium deal we got this brand new stadium deal. It adds value to the franchise as a whole.
Yeah, listen, both things can be true. This could be Jerry. It is Jerry leveraging for a new stadium, mm-hmm. and B, the realness of him selling to someone who wants to move the White Sox out of Chicago.
Yeah.
I think both things can be true.
I don't mind out of Chicago, just not out of Chicagoland.
That's what I'm saying.
Make that
I agree,
distinction.
and I think everyone. I don't want to see the Sox.
No.
I don't want to see. No, fuck no.
I mean, obviously you don't. I'm saying from someone who lives here.
I wouldn't want to see the Cubs move.
Danny wants to see the Sox move to Nashville.
The chat posed a good question.
What's that?
The real travesty here is if the White Sox leave, what will White Sox Dave start going by instead?
Oh my God.
Lowercase Dave.
Do you think they changed the name? I would fucking force them. I don't care if it's a one-man.
I don't know.
It was going to be the Tampa White Sox.
Yeah, I don't think they have to change the name.
I mean, there's logos. Or the Florida White Sox, rather. They were going to be the Florida White Sox.
Why would you have to change the name?
You got to change.
Why? The New York Giants became the San Francisco Giants. The Brooklyn Dodgers became
Doesn't matter.
But Dave would have to. Dave would have to
16.
change his name.
Yeah, that's what's more
Dave
important.
would have to change his name if he's not rooting for them.
Definitely,
anymore.
Dave would have to change it.
I know the
Cowboy
Sox
Dave.
wouldn't have to, but they would have to.
I don't think
You
they
could
would.
be honky tonk, Dave.
Forever.
And just like lean into it.
But I wouldn't.
You have a seamless transition.
That's
they
not
were
the
in
same
Nashville-
team to me. That's not. They could bring over the entire front office, all the same players tomorrow, and have I could. That's
Not
not.
it.
That's not the same. That's
Agreed.
not the same. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do
Agreed.
it. They could literally airlift the entire stadium
Dude, I
and
think
face
you'd
it
have
to
to move
whatever
there.
Chicago or Nashville. Is there a Robert Taylor Homes in Nashville? I'm sure they have ghettos in fucking Nashville. Just face it there. And I couldn't root for the team.
I think that you would have to move there, Dave.
I wouldn't hate Nashville. Not even
Yeah.
for the honky tonkin', just for the.
No, you have the music podcast, then you'd be, you know, Nashville Sox Dave, and then you'd have everything that you could ever, and then the honky tonkin'. That your life expectancy would drop by like 40 years
Considerably.
But I think you would have
Chuck
to.
Naso said he won't stand for me and Chief trolling Dave. He said Cubs fans are getting cocky. Can we send him a link? Is that possible, Tom?
Who said
Can we
that?
send Chuck Naso a link?
Who's
That's
trolling?
possible? No? All right. Sorry for asking to have a guest on the show.
But everybody keeps
Jesus
like.
Christ, he says.
This is why I don't buy not just the article, but like all of these kind of rumors that are back alley hush whispers right now. I started. I don't even know if it was on a show, but I told you guys I'm neighborly with a lawyer that lives by me. Our dogs fuck around together, and he's a finance lawyer of some sort. He was explaining to me why Jerry will never sell before death because of the tax implications, and he sent me this article this morning. Stepped up basis is a tax provision that allows heirs to reduce their capital gains taxes. When someone inherits property investments, the IRS resets the market value of these assets to their value on the date of the original owner's death. So,
say that. Read it again. One more time. Sorry.
It's all. The article is called "All About the Stepped Up Basis Loophole on How to Avoid Paying Taxes on
Your big
inheritance, like a sports team."
Some people would call that a death tax.
Death tax, yes. Yeah. So the stepped up basis is a tax provision that allows heirs to reduce their capital gains taxes. When someone inherits property and investments, the IRS resets the market value of these assets to their value on the date of the original owner's death. Then, when the heir sells these assets, capital gains taxes are applied based on the reset value. The reset is a situation often considered a tax loophole that allows investors to pass assets to their heir virtually tax-free. So he would be paying taxes. I think he bought it for $20 million, was it? And
something like that. Yeah, I think the article said like maybe 19 or 20 million. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he would be paying taxes on instead of say just call it $1 billion.
Wait,
for around
on the day of their death, not the day of the purchase, right?
Here, you can talk about this to your with your finance fucking thing.
We sent an invite to
Chuck. Thanks, appreciate it.
A link like Zoom.
Zoom link, yes.
Okay, cool. Get Chuck in here.
So we'll see how another resident.
I don't know how Chuck thinks we could possibly be trolling.
I
take it up with fucking cranes.
I genuinely wonder what he thinks we're trolling about. Like, does he think it's not possible the White Sox would move?
He's in disbelief.
I don't think the league. I don't think the league would let him go to Nashville. I don't think that.
Really?
I think they have two natural expansion sites.
And it would not.
One of them is Nashville. So they're not going to. What would the expansion?
Charlotte.
The expansion fee for a hockey team is $850 million. What would it be for a baseball team? It has to be over $1 billion, which is not something that
double hockey maybe.
Maybe, Yeah, but I'm being conservative saying it's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which would not have to be shared with the players per the CBA. That's just free money for the other existing, 30 partners in the league. So they're not going to be like, take them.
Shareholders. Fuck that.
What?
Fuck, and the minority. Fuck that. Fuck it.
Who? Fuck what?
All the owners. Just fucking these provisions
free
in the CBA.
It's free money for them. Yeah.
Here's Chuck Naso. Chuck, what's happening? Welcome.
Well, how do you think we're trolling them, Chuck? We're not trolling anybody.
Chief's #1 troll.
Why?
Right now.
Why am I number one troll?
Every time I'm on there, and it's just, the Sox suck.
I think this is your first time on the show.
I know.
So what do you mean every time?
My guy Dave. Dave's just getting sandwiched in between you guys with trolls. I hate it.
Every day of my life, Chuck.
Take it up with fucking Cranes. I didn't write the article.
Get out of here.
I don't want the White Sox to move.
I also don't want the Cubs to fall out of playoff contention,
But I don't.
It would suck to see. It would suck to see if they had to stop playing
the
Tigers.
I genuinely don't want the Sox to move. I don't want the Sox to move. We're just reacting to an article that was in Cranes.
See, every time you say that, I can't even believe you because all of your tweets I just read as sarcastic. It's disgusting.
They're not sarcastic.
And,
it
makes it hard for me to be happy for you guys. I want to see you guys.
Oh no,
I don't want you to be happy.
You
for
genuinely
us.
think it's a 0% chance that the White Sox would move?
I said 0. I said 0.
Who said 0?
Ryan.
I said that there's a 0% chance that they move out of Chicago.
I don't think it's
land.
0.
They shock me every day.
Yeah,
there's not a 0% chance.
I think the league would block it.
Be good. We suck. Every time I think they're going to make a good move, it fails. Every time I don't think they're going to move from Chicago, they move to Nashville. So that's probably what we'll look at. I actually disagree with Dave. I think I would have to be a Nashville White Sox fan. I don't think I could stomach being a Chicago Cubs fan.
No,
Cardinals fan. I don't know what I would do.
So that fucking dude who runs Bleacher Nation, I don't think he likes me very much. Nor should he probably, but that's fine. But someone was tagging because he had his article up immediately. That guy talks about the White Sox so much, but he also is one of those Cubs fans that say nobody cares about the White Sox, and those are the worst kind of Cubs fans to me.
I want you guys to lose in a historic fashion
every single game.
Playoffs. And I don't even watch the White Sox, but I have the Cubs on a screen every night hoping you guys lose. That's how much, and I want the Cubs to lose. That's my game. I'm never going to be that guy, and I think it sucks when people aren't that way.
Who do your parents root for in football?
In football?
Yes.
My dad's an Arizona Cardinals
Why
fan.
is that?
Because they're the Chicago Cardinals.
They're Chicago Cardinals, and he wouldn't root for the Bears because they were the North Side team. My grandpa was the same way. I don't think a lot of people realize that because it's not like that anymore. But my grandpa, he died 20 years ago or whatever, but he fucking hated the Bears because he associated the Bears with Wrigley Field. And
yeah, well, that's why it's in his DNA to be a Nashville Sox fan.
Chuck was a Cardinals fan when I first met him.
But that's a lot of reason. There's a decent amount of Sox fans that are Packers fans.
You're not helping your troll cause.
I would that one out. Go to my tweets, and there was always thank God I'm an Arizona Cardinals fan. But it's definitely I'm a Justin Fields guy now. I'm a football fan. I'm also a Bedard guy and a Puck Chuck.
Love that.
I'm in on.
Love Puck Chuck. Hey Chuck,
that's where we could all come together and be boys.
Yeah.
But right now, I hate.
What do you think of my take that the Major League Baseball would block the White Sox from moving to Nashville because it's an expansion?
I think they want a true expansion team for Nashville. I want to start fresh. I think starting that team in Nashville with pulling a team from Chicago would just have bad blood written all over it, to start with.
I agree.
Yeah, but a lot of people are leaving the state. A lot of people
true.
are flocking down to old Nashville.
It's only a 2-hour flight.
Yeah.
Maybe less.
Huge plus here. We can honky tonk our ass off in Nashville.
That is a nice little. It does help a little, but in the end,
easy flights out of Midway right into BNA.
Yeah, that's in Nashville.
It's $3 or 3 hours door to door. I remember last year I was in Nashville. It was about a year ago. I woke up at 7 a.m. for my flight. I was in my bed at 10 a.m. in Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah.
On the dot.
I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I was rooting for the White Sox when I lived in New York, so I might as well just root for the White Sox in Nashville instead of the Cubs.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. I couldn't do it. I don't know if I would be a bit. That's the thing about baseball too. It's so regionalized. Like there's not a ton of. I mean, there are, but they do exist. But I'll watch every football game Saturday and Sunday. I won't really do the same.
Yeah.
But I'm hyper focused on my team without really paying attention to the other teams. Like, of course, I'll glance at Fangraphs and shit. Like, being in Nashville, like I was just telling them before you hopped on, you could airlift Sox Park with a helicopter, drop it in Nashville, all the same players, all like everything's identical, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
I think you could,
Dave,
though.
let's bring up your flight. Let's bring up your flight here for a second. You said 3 hours. Games are 2.5 hours now. If we're talking like an 8-hour shift, you can get a Hattie B's.
Yeah.
Maybe, do some other White Sox Dave raw dogging.
No.
And you could be back in an 8-hour shift. Like it's an 8-hour swing. That's nice.
I don't think that's enough of a selling point unless it's a day game. Go down in the morning, do a day game. He's got to be, if he's in Nashville, he's got to be honking a little bit. What if they put it on like that south end of Broadway? Because they have the hockey stadium is at the north end of Broadway.
They're trolling again, Chuck.
I will say, Dave, say the Sox do move, who would be your top 2 teams to be a fan of? Obviously, I know you don't want to, but who would be in your running for your top 2 teams?
Cubs?
Brewers, absolutely, due to proximity.
They might move too.
I'd be rooting for just
I don't know
another.
How you feel about this, Dave, but I hate the Cardinals just as much as Cubs fans. Like, I think they're just as bad.
I've gotten intertwined in some best fans in baseball Twitter over the years, and they are Satan spawn. Demon spawn. They're horrible people.
What about the Yankees?
No.
Cincinnati Reds
no.
might be natural. They're another broke team.
It would
Pirates.
Hypothetically, if the Brewers are the Brewers for the duration of my life, it would. But even then, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't have a team. I really wouldn't have a team.
Tube Sox Dave.
Yeah. Do you have an answer to that? What did you say?
I think I'd be Brewers #1 for sure. And then it would have to. Like
I don't think you could make yourself care.
That's just it. You'd be forcing to care.
That's the hardest part about all. Like that would be the hard. I would have to be Nashville White Sox. Like you would have to be. There's no chance and I could not. Even if I try, like even with like the Cubs, there's no chance I could care about the Cubs like that.
I think Dave would be a Nashville White Sox fan too because you would hate them for moving, right? But you already hate them. So not much has changed. Like you hate
different. It's different hate.
But what if we got what if you got a new front office, a Steve Cohen type owner, and you were the Nashville White Sox, the team you've always rooted for? Like nobody's gonna call you out for rooting for that team. Like you're not just rooting for the Nashville White Sox because it's fun to go on a trip.
No, I'm sure I'll get shit on for saying this, but because I'm not from the South Side myself, but I wear that South Side. Like that pride, like a badge of honor myself, even though I'm kind of like an adopted son at this point. And losing that and going to a different city, like that's everything to me. That's everything to the entire fan base. Like I couldn't do it. I really don't think I could.
Yeah.
Maybe in a hypothetical world, it does happen and I'm wrong and I'm like, oh, this was an easy transition. But like as it sits right now, I could not. It wouldn't even be like no, they're just another baseball team to me, and like Ryan said, I couldn't just force myself to root for the Brewers or Cardinals or whoever's playing the Cubs or Yankees. Like I couldn't do it.
Root for the home team.
It's not gonna happen.
They'll be here
in the end.
They might be in
Orland Park. How many parks are older than Sox Park already? It's 33 years old.
It's not many. It's like 6.
Oco, that's gone. Oakland Coliseum.
All right, so there's like
Kansas
6.
City, Wrigley, Fenway.
I think
Dodger,
yeah.
So we looked it up recently. It's
that
like
might
7.
be it.
It's like 7 or 8.
That's probably it. Maybe Rogers Center.
Well, in that Cranes article,
right.
they even said like by the time when they started building it, it was going to be like this state-of-the-art stadium, and by the time it opened, it was like basically irrelevant.
Oh, the Sox Park?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But that's the other thing. They completely fucked it up.
Yeah.
I actually want to say it was in Cranes. I can find the article later, but it resurfaces every few years. But Camden Yards, which I've never been to Camden Yards. I've heard nothing but great things about Camden Yards. That was literally the design, carbon copy that they were supposed to use for Sox Park, and it was supposed to be oriented facing the skyline.
I think the White Sox ultimately need to go the Bears route, go suburbs, go retractable roof. I think that's the only way you beat the Cubs.
Are you just trying to get like an easier commute for yourself?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Naperville Sox.
Also, like, I think a lot of Sox fans come from out here anyway. They're not.
No,
I don't
totally.
feel like in the city to a Sox game. Like, it doesn't feel like that. It feels
yeah,
more
it's
so.
more Oak Lawn, Evergreen Park.
Mm-hmm. Throw a retractable roof on there. April, May, you're getting way more fans in a game in like a controlled environment compared to when it's freezing out and you're getting rained on. Like, that's why I think a lot of people go to Bulls and Hawks games, because it's got the roof over it and there's nothing else to do when the weather sucks. So
It's true.
Yeah,
It's
That
true.
is probably a lot to do with it.
All right, Chuck. Thank you for jumping on. Always like chopping it up. Come join us.
When
in
are you
studio.
going to
when are you coming into the office?
You live
you guys are so far away. It's in like Wrigley. I'm waiting for the new office to open, but I do think I'm gonna come in like once or twice a week, because I don't know if there's like places to do meetings in this. In your
Yeah, it's
office.
a clusterfuck right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
to be
it's
completely
don't
honest.
come actually.
It's so crowded. It's so crowded.
I wanna come check it out and hang out with you guys like once.
Have you ever even been to this office?
I have had like no will to do it either. So
Doesn't want to hang out with us that
All
much,
right.
I guess.
Yeah.
I have one last question for Chuck.
Yeah.
what's up?
So for those who don't know, Chuck helps with the main Barstool Social. Is your Minions hate campaign against the Bears going to be in full force again this year, or are you going to step in?
The Instagram post I cooked up yesterday with the Packers without Aaron Rodgers, but
Okay.
we're gonna have some Justin Fields love on there.
Good.
We're gonna have
Good.
love.
We need
There's
it.
going to be a lot to love too.
All right, Chuck. Thank you, sir.
Well,
See you
we'll
guys.
see you in like October or something, I guess.
Yeah, maybe November.
Yeah. Okay.
See you in Nashville.
Yeah.
Peace.
All right, before we continue, I want to talk about Cometeer. If you're splurging for drive-through, can seem like the best option to add a high-quality cup of coffee your day, look into Cometeer instead, because they change everything with hyper-fresh, flash-frozen coffee with incredible flavor. You can make in seconds wherever you are. It's actually a really cool method.
Yeah.
You just
So a hockey
drop it. It's
puck.
frozen. You drop it. It's so easy to make. That's
Yep.
my favorite thing about it, because you need convenience in the morning. You're not trying to sit there and waste your time. So I really appreciate that about Cometeer. Each serving is brewed from craft coffee beans from the very best roasters in the country, like Intelligentsia, Onyx, George Howell, and more. I struggle with that.
Yo,
did.
tell me about that again, Ed. I want to hear all about it one more time.
Hey, listen. Just go look at Google Cometeer. They'll give you all this stuff. It's great. It's never burnt or diluted. It's expertly brewed with flash frozen at peak flavor to lock in the freshness, and it's delivered right to your door on dry ice and keeps in your freezer until you're ready for a cup. You don't need any machines, gadgets, no cleanup for a game-changing cup of delicious coffee. For hot coffee, you just drop the puck of frozen coffee extract into your cup and add hot water to melt, or you customize your cup to create iced coffees, lattes, affogatos, and martinis. It's beautiful. It is so easy, like I said, convenient. Join the future of coffee with Cometeer and get a curated starter pack of their most popular roasts. Go to cometeer.com/mid to get a free 8-pack and a travel mug when you sign up. That's a free 8-pack of coffees and a travel mug when you sign up at cometeer.com/mid. One more time, cometeer.com/mid. Go do it. All right, so we talked. There were some social clips you posted, but Chiefs House of Horrors, Lamar Odom has joined you in the
No,
hunt
he's
for-
out.
So he got a new TV.
It would appear that way. It looks like he got a 70-incher.
Did he get bullied by the internet?
He
to
did.
getting it?
He did. He did get bullied.
You didn't see this?
Lamar, I
Oh,
blogged it too.
I didn't see that. I saw the first one.
That's
I didn't
the
see
new
the new
TV.
one. Yeah.
That's the new TV. Yeah, I mean he. I guess I just have more,
More gumption?
more gumption, more fortitude, and internal fortitude than Lamar, who just he's like a slave to consumerism and the mob, which I'm not like that. I'm good with my 50-inch TV. I think it's a good TV. I like it a lot. Having said that, I am actively looking for a new one, the right one myself. I think my TV is fine, and I do think like that one out there. We have this monster TV. Yeah, look at that. Like, what's wrong with that?
It's way too far.
I'll tell you,
It's a block away from your
there's
couch.
nothing wrong with the TV in and of itself. I don't think. I think aesthetically, it needs to take up way more of that shelf
Of that
and
wall?
wall. It just looks bad. Or you got to put stuff around it.
Well, I don't want to put things around it. But so I am going to get a bigger TV. But that one, we have one out there because I was like, maybe I'll get a 75-inch. That TV's fucking enormous.
Mine's bigger than that, not to brag.
Yeah, but like I don't think
What's funny?
Lamar Odom
Lamar's,
is great,
yeah.
dude.
It looks like it's crooked too.
It is a little bit crooked, yeah.
Crooked.
Like museum walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As of now, Chief's original tweet has 4 retweets and 42 quote tweets. That's a ratio, my friend.
Ratio.
What did you think was going to happen when he tweeted
So
it out?
I've tweeted out the TV before, and it always gets roasted. So that was like part of the reason why I was doing it. I didn't anticipate this. This got out of hand, I would say.
Yeah,
so,
people are like chirping you about how you're gonna watch Bedsy's first year on that
yeah,
TV. Like
but it's like how I watch all of Patrick Kane. So I got that TV, I think, in like 2019. I think I got it in 2019 at that Thomas Street apartment is when I got that TV. So 50 inches used to mean something. That used to be a big TV.
Chap's reply was my favorite.
So what did Chap say?
Chap's he said something like, "You deserve a bigger TV. We all do. Just so you know, you deserve it."
So
like, something like that.
Behind the scenes, Chap sent me a text being like, "Hey man, like I have a 70-inch TV with no place to put it if you want it." Like he Chaps, he's looking out for his new office mates, but
you deserve a bigger TV. Just know that you deserve a bigger TV. We all do.
Big Cat said something similar. Ryan Whitney was chirping me. Everybody, I just don't. Even like when I look at that picture, I don't think it looks small for that space.
Come on.
I don't think it does.
Really?
If
Whitney calling it an iPad on the wall was hilarious.
okay,
That's the same TV.
and it was too small there too.
Well, it was only too small because we had too many people.
Someone called it an airline headrest TV. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. So look, it's. I got dragged through the internet mud a little bit, but I think the TV on its own is basically fine. And I've been thinking about upgrading. Read that quote, Dan.
What did Minahan say? I didn't see he weighed in.
Oh, I didn't see Minahan weigh in either. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. You guys probably can't even read that because you got shitty eyeballs.
I can read it just fine.
Okay. Dan,
We need to have the eye off soon.
we should have an eye off.
Oh, look, Jerry Reinsdorf. This I do want to say. If Jerry Reinsdorf does have his fingerprints on a move, he will go down as the most hated man in fucking history. Like, more evil than Pol Pot, Hitler, and Stalin combined.
Thank you, David.
Yeah. So I'll get a new one. But
what is it? Just you don't want to move those cactuses? Like,
they're not
is that the
cactuses
thing?
either. They're snake plants.
Cacti.
They're not
Cacti?
cacti. They're snake plants. Do you know what snake plants do? They're the most efficient air filter in the world. That if you have like a locked room, but you have snake plants in there, you'll never run out of oxygen.
And they make it look like
That's really
more
weird.
of your wall space is taken up.
That what? They bring them into They bring them into the space station for air quality.
Why
It's
did you
also-
sound all nasally when you got here this morning then?
Did I?
I think you did.
It's probably fucking Kenmore Avenue. It's the allergy capital of the world. I walked down there.
Someone had a great comment on Instagram too that I liked. It was one of the female listeners was like, "You literally just shit on girls for
Yeah, I
having the
did.
worst."
I was
setup.
hoping no one would bring that
And
up. I don't
you
think this is a bad
bringing this
setup
to the
though.
table.
I don't think this is like a girl
Dude,
would have a
jeez.
32-inch TV on there.
I don't know, bro.
Hannah, how big's your TV?
Bigger than his.
Wow, her TV's bigger.
I want to confirm mine is a 55-inch,
Mhm.
and I sit closer, and it's set up.
Okay, well you guys are getting fucking radiation cancer waves from your TV by sitting too close.
Here he
Well, you
comes.
can't even enjoy TV because you sit too
I
far.
enjoy it fine.
That's like watching a drive-in theater film, how far
Yeah.
back you are.
Come on.
Those are enormous.
You're
I'm
gonna-
also surprised by how many people want to live in like a movie theater. There is such a thing as having a too big TV.
No, there's not.
I wouldn't want the whole wall.
That's
taken
like
up
my
as a TV.
dream to be able to go and have a theater
Dream
in
bigger
my house.
than that. What?
That's like my 2 dreams in life is to
Have an entertainment center house.
have that and have like a lake house. That's like
I would
all
love
I
to
need.
have a lake house.
That's all I need.
I don't know. I feel
Like,
like
that's
that
like a-
TV, like it's HD. I see everything fine.
Like if you've been to ABT and they have a theater room and it costs like
Yeah.
all boat, it's like $250,000 or something.
So do they
That's the
have
dream.
flat screens like that?
No, it's just one. It's just
No,
a
but it's one big flat screen, or is it a projection? Because I think the projection ones kind
Uh,
of fucking suck, and you should have better dreams.
I'd agree with that.
If it's a projection, it's like a laser thing, and it's better than a projector.
I've seen those though; they kind of stink.
I'd agree with that. The TVs are better than
I agree, but
the
this
other
was,
thing that I hate is when
technology.
people put like multiple, like 4 together or 8 or like a quad box thing.
I don't like the line.
I don't like the line either.
The line we can all agree on stinks.
However,
Right.
but they
so
have
I'm better than
it.
your ABT thing.
No, they perfected it, dummy. They have like a thing like you've been to Greektown.
Yeah.
Greektown in Detroit. They have the lines now are so minimal.
Yeah.
That you can't even notice when they go full screen. Can't even notice.
But you can notice. You notice it.
You don't.
You notice it. I noticed. You don't have good eyes, so you didn't notice the lines. But people like Dave and I with fighter pilot vision, we would notice the lines.
It'll still be better than that laptop you got propped up on.
It's
your
50
mantle.
inches. You got a 50-inch laptop?
It's at home.
I'm an anti-multiple screen, too. Like, I don't need a secondary screen. I really don't.
Why?
Why don't I need it?
Yeah.
Because I'm watching one game. I'm watching one thing, and then I already have my phone in my hand for screens, and if I have a bet that's getting tight, I'll flip over.
You're not putting Red Zone on while the Bears are also on?
No, I'm starting more and more to be anti-Red Zone.
I actually kind of agree with you.
I've always been anti-Red Zone.
You can't follow any game. Like, you don't have a feel for the game at all. It's just, touchdowns and, like, highlights nonstop. It's like a little annoying.
I think a lot of people care about the red zone footage because, there have been anytime touchdown scores. So instead of having to switch back and forth to see that, you just...
But, like, it's always delayed anyways. You're going to get that update faster on your apps. You're going to get that.
I've always been anti-red zone, too. Yeah. My old roommate and I, we got a second TV just because I was anti-red zone.
For that fight? Yeah, and it's like sometimes if we only have one afternoon game, which that shouldn't be a problem anymore either. If you have YouTube TV, you just get Sunday Ticket now. So I think I'm going to do that this fall. I don't. Sometimes I would put it on if like the afternoon game was like a Lions-Vikings regional and it was a stinker. I'd put on Red Zone, but I would usually just kind of take a nap at that point. So if there's that, I think I'm going to be out on Red Zone like kind of forever. And I'm not a fantasy football. I feel like it's better for fantasy football. Like people get
true,
but I also am not a fantasy guy. So
yeah, but it's good to stay knowledgeable about what's going on. Like that's what I will say. If the Bears are on, no, I'm not doing double TV. I'm not doing whatever. I'm just focused on the Bears.
Yeah.
However, if your team's not playing, like on the Bears bye week, I'm red zoning it out.
See,
unless if there's like a marquee Chiefs versus fucking.
But I feel like that
Eagles.
That Sunday 3:25 game is always a very good game. That's always a very good game. It's rare that you have like the stinker that I'm talking about, which would be the local Lions Vikings Midwest game.
I love that we are off the heels. I saw you post a blog. I didn't read it yet. My apologies. But you posted it is like I'm finally letting it soak in that people disagree with me on virtually everything.
Yeah.
The internet is gonna fucking murder you for not being a red zone.
But this is
the
thing.
I'm just saying that you know
I don't care.
You know that.
I know, but like that's always been
it has come to my attention that the majority of people disagree with me about virtually everything. An article by Barstool.
Just leave it. Don't scroll. My hair looks really good. You can just leave it.
Keep scrolling.
No.
What do people disagree with you about?
I mean, you've been on the snake drafts. It's like literally fucking everything. So this was like the revelation that I had was that when I used to be in like groups and you would argue, right? And 8 out of 10 people in the room, let's say, would be against me. I'd be like, well, this is too small of a sample size. Like, you guys are fucking idiots. Like, I'm right. Me and this other guy are right. You guys are wrong. And if we had a larger sample size, we would be proven right. Since we've been doing these drafts and we're on the internet, we have that larger sample size. I'm just always in the minority is how it feels. I don't think I'm wrong necessarily. I think there's a chance that's like, most people thought the world was flat at some point. And Christopher Columbus was like, no, it's round. I'm like the Christopher Columbus of takes. Minus all
you think lanyards are gonna one day?
Well, the lanyards pick, that was like a 5th round souvenir. Like I had nothing that I cared about to get.
Come
at
on,
that
guys,
point.
lanyards are fucking sick.
I don't hate lanyards, but there was just nothing else to take. It's not like I took lanyards 1-1. The one that you could get on me for and if I feel like I have something wrong, it was the exchange rates pick. Oh, that was a bad one. I'll say that was a bad one. I just didn't understand what miscellaneous meant. As soon as you took like tacos or something,
I took Led Zeppelin.
or you took a band, and I was like, well, I fucked that up.
Exchange rates.
That was bad.
I was like,
while I do think that is like a fun thing where money just doesn't feel real when you're abroad.
It is true.
That's great. But it was not, shouldn't have been like a first round pick. I just, I knew I fucked up immediately when you took Led Zeppelin as miscellaneous. I didn't know that was an option.
Someone deflating like a balloon in here?
I do kind of hear that little.
Maybe it's a gas leak and we're all about to explode into a million pieces and never to be heard from again.
Like
hopefully.
Jesus.
If we could only be so lucky, right, Danny Conrad?
That's what I'm saying. Thank you for.
What is that noise?
It's a gas leak.
Okay.
It's
It
concerning
sounds
now. We do have
exactly like a gas leak.
We have dentists above us now.
A little laughing gas, just pumping it in.
Do you imagine they just pumped us in laughing gas?
I have never been laughing gas before.
I don't know if I've had like my wisdom teeth out, but I think they just knock you out completely.
Yeah, that's laughing gas though.
Yeah.
Is it?
Gas?
You can't stay up for like more than 10 seconds. They tell you to count down.
Yeah.
It is wild. You sit there and you're like,
You don't even get to the point where you can laugh. You're already
No.
asleep. I don't know why they're calling it laughing gas. Call it sleeping gas.
You can't even. Yeah, you can't even like. You don't even feel like that little section where you're about to fall asleep. It's just
You're
like,
zonked. Did I ever tell you that story about when I had my wrist surgery?
no.
So they were gonna do like a local anesthesia, and just like, but they gave me like whatever the anesthesia was.
Don't tell me you were still awake when they cut you open because I don't want to hear that.
I was supposed to be, okay? So I was probably 16 at the time, and I have a cousin who's 10 years older than me, girl. And so we're always like doing stuff to two families. And she had this friend who I thought was like the hottest girl in the world. So she was 26, I was 16, I was still 5'2". I was afraid of girls, as we talked about at this point. They drugged me. The girl that I thought was super hot, I'm getting ready for the surgery. They give me the gas. The girl that I thought was super hot was the nurse while I was getting my surgery. The story goes that I was just hitting on her relentlessly to the point that they were like, up his dosage and just knock him out. That I like was offensively hitting.
Sorry, did you say what age you were?
I was 16.
Oh, okay.
The nurse was 26.
So this is 5'2", Chief.
Yes, 5'2". I said that too.
Clean out the potatoes in your head.
Yeah, this guy can't pay attention.
No, I mean,
he's got attention deficit disorder. Or
I do.
those made up things are.
I do.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
Two questions. One, can you describe her bosom to me?
Yeah, sure, I can.
Like you can
I would
get
say
into numbers.
a nice C.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Love a good C. Love me a good C.
Might be perfect. Sometimes it could be
hair color.
She was like a brunette.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love a good brunette.
I don't get how that works.
Political leanings.
I couldn't tell you that.
Did they repeat back any of the lines you pulled on her while you're under the gas?
I'd have to ask.
I like your C.
How did you know her age so like? So
is no one paying attention here?
I paid attention fully.
I had a cousin who was 26. It was my cousin's best friend. They were the same age.
You might have just White Sox Dave this.
What?
I just told you. I could have told you the whole story. I was paying attention.
Well, yeah, but I feel
I
like
had a cousin
it was
who's 10 years older who was her best friend.
I was getting laughing gas, and I was hitting on the nurse so hard that they said up the doses. But just got to bed.
Did they say if you became erect or not?
You took a lot longer.
But you guys asked me all the questions that I already answered. If you had listened the first time, we
don't lump me in with these two clowns.
Them in. Yeah. But he just said, how did you know how old she was? I told that part of the story.
Well,
so it was relevant.
You lost the room.
It was relevant, though.
You lost the room.
I knew it was relevant.
Are you saying it was a shitty story?
I'm saying it could have been told shorter.
No, because then I would have had to answer these questions.
I'm fine with it.
If you guys would have just listened the first time, I wouldn't have to go back and answer the questions.
I will say the decade age difference does make it different. If they were same age, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of cute that he was 16.
And I was 5'2". I was 5'2". I was a little boy.
Were you erect?
I don't know how the anesthesia affects your arousal. I'm sure it's probably.
Did
he woke up with
did the nurse convert to Judaism just for the jokes and then take advantage of you?
No, I think that was two different Seinfeld episodes though.
Crossover.
Yeah.
Just testing.
Same guy though.
Crossover.
Did she ask to hand you a shtickle of fluoride?
Not that I recall, Dave. She was not a dental hygienist.
Okay,
this was a wrist surgery.
But that's what happens.
An orthopedist.
Walter White takes advantage of Jerry when he's.
What was his name in the show?
Watley.
Yeah.
Dr. Watley.
Well, that's the story.
Were you self-conscious about it?
I didn't think it was that bad of a story.
Probably.
No, I didn't.
Seeing you dead, basically.
Were you dreaming of those big C-sized tits in your face while you were knocked out by the laughing gas?
It's a good chance.
Did you see that video of Drake like freaking out about a woman's bra size?
Yeah.
Like she threw it on stage. I
What
thought the
was
bra was fake.
It was like an F or something.
Yeah,
That couldn't have been real. You have to go.
Is that the highest it could go? No.
What's the highest?
It can't go to Z.
No, you
It
can't.
cannot go the whole alphabet.
It can't.
I think you'd have to get them like custom, right?
Let's pull up some bras.
It can go to the now I know my ABC size. But then there was another girl after who upped the other one.
Yes. And she's like, J? Or he said H? I don't know they did H. I didn't know that. Did you?
I didn't.
I mean, I assumed you've seen those, like, haven't you seen, like, Guinness Book World Record size tits? It's like double Z.
Double Z, but I feel like double Z is like,
like
you gotta, like,
Yes.
All right, no, let's see.
What you're thinking is correct.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're thinking, but it's correct.
What are those?
According to
It's
this-
like you got two beanbag chairs hanging off your
yeah.
chest.
According to this, in the United States, cup ranges from A to N.
N.
Yeah, so there's no Z.
Yeah.
But even an N would be like, well, I can't even.
That's what Google's for.
Time out, though.
N size bra example.
Time
Safe
out,
search
though.
Model.
Why does it go from A, B, C, D? There's no E, and it goes F, G, H, I, J, K, L,
There's
M,
no
N.
E?
No, there's no E.
I feel like I've heard a double E.
Grades?
I think you're
There's
making
no
things
E.
up.
Yeah, you don't know what you're
Yeah,
You
doing.
don't
N
know
is
what
not
you-
a grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
I don't know. That clip was funny, though.
Google is not giving me any examples of
Turn
N-size
your
boobs.
safe search off.
Safe search is.
You know, Pete's going to see
Oh, it was not off.
Here we go.
Here
that.
we go.
Safe search was off?
Yeah,
No, it was on.
It was on?
it was on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Can't
turned it
have
off.
that.
Still not getting any good ones.
Can't have that. Dave, did you cancel your trip to see the Savannah Bananas? Or have you
No.
ever seen them? Where do you stand as a baseball guy on the Savannah Bananas?
I don't like. I
All
don't
right.
call it baseball. Actually,
It's
those
like, it's
they're,
like the
they're
Harlem
good.
Globetrotters, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they're fine for what they're perfectly good for what they are. If I had a 7 or 10-year-old kid, I'm sure they do like dollar beer Tuesdays and shit. And I lived in Savannah, Georgia. I'd go all the time.
Would you hop on the stilts and take a couple pitches?
That's what I want to know. So, like, are they doing this the entire game, or is this like between innings?
That was the whole game.
It's the whole game. They're
Yeah.
doing like these stunts.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
seems
said that
like it.
very
because a lot of
confidently.
these. I looked it up. They make 40 to 50 grand a year, which is good money when you take into account they're only probably playing a few months a year. But like, they're good baseball players.
They're like sold out forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good little. They found their niche and they're good on social media. Like,
I watched it on.
I don't know.
I think they were on Real Sports recently. It was pretty good. Pretty good.
They do a bunch of dances and shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
If a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
That's a cool rule.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
But like, I don't know. It is like,
Gimmicky.
it is gimmick, but it's like I do think they are like the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball.
Yeah.
But it goes viral way more than the Harlem Globetrotters ever would.
That's true. I feel like.
It might be bad social media handling by
Did the Harlem
Globetrotters.
Globetrotters even exist?
Right.
Do they?
Yeah.
Still? Yeah.
I went to one as a kid.
I know they do.
When
but
I
I'm
worked
saying,
at
like,
that
you don't-
gym, I used to give tickets out every year to them. I mean, that unless they stopped in like 2014 or 15, then they're still here.
But that's not my point. You
Did
get
and
my
one
point.
kind of kill them and then they both died?
No.
No, because and one mixtape is I think they kind of had guys that would go between both things.
Actually, my nephews just went to this, so they do exist. But
You're saying their social media presence
exactly, you don't
is
see them anywhere.
deplorable. They were made for social media, yet you don't even see them on social ever.
When did they found? Were they in the 50s? Like I feel like they have been around forever. The Globetrotters.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Harlem Renaissance. That's when it started. When was that? 40s, 50s?
I don't know what the Harlem Renaissance. Oh, 1926.
Yeah. Wait, what do you know about the Harlem Renaissance?
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Tom, tell him about the Harlem Renaissance.
Tom, can you do that?
New York Tom.
No. He doesn't like. He's not a big fan of Harlem.
It's like the uprising of, not uprising. That makes it sound bad, but it's like the rebirth Renaissance of, like culture, African American culture in Harlem, like the music scene, food, and I could be very wrong there. That's what I thought it was, and the Harlem Globetrotters were a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, Harlem
So-
Globetrotters, 77.7K followers on Twitter. Haven't tweeted since May.
Yeah,
That's tough.
bad.
And it was a quote tweet. And
Really?
Before that, their last original video post was November 2022.
Wow.
So yeah, missed opportunities there. Gaz would be up their ass.
What are they doing, Danny?
Not much.
You should.
Maybe they have a bigger TikTok or Instagram. Hopefully.
I've never seen them on TikTok.
Me neither, but hopefully they're posting.
When I see the Savannah Bananas.
They're at Globies on Twitter if you're looking for it.
That's bad branding too. What the fuck is a Globie?
Yeah.
The Harlem Renaissance was an intellectual and cultural revival of African American music, dance, art, fashion, literature, theater, politics, scholarship centered in Harlem, Manhattan, New York City, spanning the 20s and 30s. Everybody pat me on the back for being exactly correct, not even directionally correct, and then tying that to the Harlem Globetrotters.
Hey, Dave.
Pat him, Chief. Pat him. Physically.
Turn around.
Physically. 5-star.
Great job, Dave.
Jesus, I'm not George.
Good job. What, he does it?
Good old animal cruelty.
No, dogs
joke.
like that.
He goes too hard on George?
Dogs like when you give him a nice little smack on the ass.
Yeah, he's making George watch the TV from that far. He does go that hard.
Yeah,
George is his seeing eye dog.
George needs glasses like fucking Arthur.
You guys are the only ones that need
Arthur.
glasses.
Dude, okay. I have a question for you and George. Is he a howler?
He will occasionally howl, but not really.
He's not like a howler.
Like he can howl, and he has howled, but
My neighbor,
he doesn't.
I don't know
often do
even
it.
which house it is. I've only seen him walking. He has it's like the
A hound
Tennessee
dog?
Smoky Mountain,
Yeah.
exact one from University of Tennessee. I can hear this thing like fucking.
Yeah.
I want to pull in a lane and take him to the country and give him like a nice little doggy home in a farm.
George will give a howl like maybe once a month.
Does
Oh,
he
yeah, no, this is like multiple times a day. I'll hear
Oh,
it from
no.
like my house to their house.
Yeah.
When does he howl? When he's sad? When he sees a full moon? What?
If he hears like dogs barking outside on the street, he'll occasionally give the howl.
Some roll call.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like I wouldn't want him to do it all the time, but I get a little excited when he does the howl.
I
he
actually-
does like the whole like
puts
you
his-
know yeah, and it's
Like,
like
gets into it?
Yeah, and he's a hound dog, so
Yeah.
you want him to like live a little bit.
Yeah,
but
that's in his blood. He's
Yeah.
gotta.
Once a month is great.
yeah,
That's a great
it's
rate
about
to
like the
go
right.
out.
Yeah, anything more than that, it might be a little tough. But like, yeah, he's a good hound dog, and he'll give you a howl every once in a while.
I had a Shih Tzu growing up, and one day, out of nowhere, after 7 years of having it, wouldn't stop howling. I'm like, what is going on with this dog right now? This little poodle should not be howling like this.
Something happened. Are they? So those are hunting dogs.
Yeah, I mean, he
He
doesn't
doesn't hunt.
He doesn't hunt. He's afraid of anything. He would be the world's worst hunting dog.
I have decided
Hunted
and
for that
I don't
TV
even think
screen.
this is an invitation, but I do think that I am going to take Sydney up and bring Ace down to the farm.
Why would that be an invitation?
Because she's like, yeah, bring him down. Like, usually I wouldn't take someone up on that, but I think,
Ace would do fine.
no, Ace would, he would love it down there, and he'd
I
be
don't know.
Why, Ed?
Just gotta think about the things that could go wrong.
Ed doesn't want a dog in his vacation.
I would-
I don't. Doesn't affect me none if Ace goes to the farm.
That's true.
Affects me zero.
You're just looking out for Ace.
Looking out for Ace. Looking out for Dave. More importantly.
What, are you talking about guns?
I don't know.
I have guns.
Yeah, I would only
I
be worried
boast.
if Ed and Ace were coming at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, what's your?
You gonna old yeller him behind Sydney's her little man cave?
I would never shoot your dog.
Just other dogs.
No,
Just-
no dogs. Hey,
The fact that he felt the need to go on the record with that
Yeah.
is telling.
well, you guys will do.
Get ahead of the story, or it'll get ahead of you,
I'll
right,
fucking
Ed?
hop on Twitter later, and I'll see me just putting two in every dog that's at the wherever, you know, for the rumors you guys start. Now,
I don't even know what you're talking about. Rumors.
did you see that? Did you hear that Python Cowboy on Rogan?
No,
I'm listening to it now. It's crazy. You know how bad these pythons are in Florida?
that's a huge problem.
That's
Super
the next thing
invasive.
I want Sydney to mooch off of her.
No,
for.
Dave, you'll die.
Oh, they'd probably swallow me old like
Yeah.
Ice Cube and J-Lo and shit.
That's
How big do
anaconda.
pythons get?
Oh, these are like 40, 50 feet long, it seems like.
No, that's an anaconda.
These are like 19, 20 feet long.
They're 20 feet
They
long?
could get that long.
I thought
yeah.
they were like 7, 8.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
they-
These
they-
things are fucking
They're
huge.
They're born at that.
What?
Yes, they're born at that.
There was a fucking video I saw. I thought it was Florida. It was a 48-foot. It might have been anaconda now that I think about it. But it was like.
Hold on. The previous record is by a python caught in the Everglades is 18 feet 9 inches. What'd you say?
I said 19.
Oh, okay. Never
I
mind.
said
Then.
19. I might have said 20, but 19,
Okay.
20.
So yeah,
19
those
feet.
those will shake you, bake you, tenderize you, and swallow you whole.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the guy said like probably not a human, but like deer, You know, a bunch of other species. It's completely has eliminated like the raccoon population. Like there's really no deer down there anymore.
Fuck.
And it's
snakes
like they're eating alligators. They're eating alligators. Look at this fucking thing, dude.
Is that it got an alligator in its mouth? Like it
Craig
swallowed
Robinson's doing that TV show right now. It's on season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like snakes.
Is that Sydney right there?
No.
See, I think this would be so much fun.
Dave, look at that deer. Look at that deer.
Tom, can you go to Instagram and I know you don't like killing deer, so you can be offended at that picture. Can you go to the guy who says yoink in the Florida Everglades? I love this guy's Instagram.
Just
do you know what? Does anybody?
You
great
told
description.
me about it.
No, but that's his thing. He's got like millions of followers, and he says yoink all the time, and they're hilarious videos. Just like I don't know, come back to it if you want, or I'll try to find it.
Maybe next week.
But no, it's crazy.
Yeah. What does he say about it on Rogan?
The way that it happened was they believed that there was the people who were not and I fucked this up. Go listen to the interview and get it correctly. But they basically want to cut out the middleman, the people that were selling them. Mm-hmm. So they were like buy them in crates of like hundreds, and then they would sell them from there. With like, why are we just doing that? Let's just throw all of this in like the Everglades, let them breed, and then we'll just keep picking. That's a theory. He said he didn't know for sure, but he said there's reason to believe. Like some of it is people like they're getting too big and they're just tossing them like
pets. Can't you just fucking poison them? There's got to be a way to curtail this.
I don't know. It's bad though.
Yeah.
I guess it's very bad. Very bad.
Turn them into boots.
They are. Yeah. That's what they're doing. And supposedly he said they don't taste fair. They taste kind of good.
I've had it actually. I don't know if it was python. It was some sort of snake. It was actually at what's that food festival that used to be so? It's still probably huge. I haven't been in probably 10 years.
Well, Rib Fest.
Oh, Taste of Chicago. Yeah, I had a little. What you were stumbling over your words a second ago. What's an award show
where they talk about the movies, the Academy Awards? No, it's fucking Taste of Chicago.
As if there's not a food festival every weekend.
Taste of
Chicago. That seemed too simple in my head, but I had it there. I can't remember who made it.
Yeah, I remember that. They had Gator there.
They had Gator too.
Yeah.
That was a bit dramatic. Where'd you go? You know where the 20-footer is?
Yeah.
Ooh, what do we got here? Yoink.
Yeah.
Just a banded water snake giving me a kiss. This American crocodile was just inches from me. She came up out of nowhere. Turns out she's watching her babies. Thanks for not giving me a kiss, Mama. You sure are beautiful. Boy, oh boy, that's the closest I've been. You take care now, sweetheart. Check out this little cottonmouth. Gotta make sure they cross the road. Ain't he a cute little fella? Got me a handful of tokay geckos. These guys are coming home with me. They're invasive. Ooh, yoink.
Yeah.
We got an Everglades racer.
That's all.
Don't usually find them at night. Right here we got the classic Burmese python. Where's the 20?
That's it. That's my yoink.
So you want to go hunt snakes is what you're saying?
I would hunt the shit out of snakes. Like we did the 360 thing the other day. I've said this before. Spiders, terrified of them. Snakes, I'll get next to any snake so long as I know it's not venomous. I have zero fear. But I also will never judge someone who is deathly afraid of snakes because I know what it's like because of my intense fear of spiders.
Fear of spiders, yeah. Fair. That's fair, David.
That's very fair of you.
Respect. And also, that fucking Tilt 360 was kind of scary.
No, it wasn't. He has a documented fear of heights.
I did it, though.
Oh,
fuck you!
You did do the redemption.
You did face down, ass up. That's the way I like to fuck. And you were like this. You were supposed to get like flat titty against the glass.
He did that eventually, but he had to be coached into it.
No, he like put his nose up to it. He didn't like lean forward. He was just like tilting his head. He was doing what you do with your TV, basically.
We rolling?
I'm off. Oh, you guys turned around on the diving board. That's exactly what you did. You went up
the
there.
first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I dove. I pencil jumped.
Yeah, that's what you did.
I pencil jumped.
We don't know if you had your eyes closed the whole time or not. Can't confirm.
No, I had my eyes open. You saw.
I was looking straight down.
And I only jumped off because Dave did. I thought Dave heard
Solidarity.
A bolt drop on the ground.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
See,
I think your
the
foot
video
started moving back.
doesn't do it justice.
Your foot moved back at the same time.
I was just leveraging myself.
The hydraulics are loud as fuck, and the it stops and then starts again, and that's what kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Scared you?
This is the same way that Dave waved off the Velcro wall too.
All right. White Sox Dave Challenge.
Tom wanted to do this too, but his boyfriend wasn't there for him to hold his hand.
Nah.
Nah, come on.
Nah.
All right.
You've had other ones that were funny. That one didn't hit for me.
Okay. I'll come back better next time.
Okay.
At Tom's expense.
All right, then. We could wrap it up here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for watching. We're back on Thursday. Rico Bosco is going to join us, so tune into that. And, yeah, that's all we got. See you Thursday.